With just 5 races remaining in the season, the typical development race would have already concluded, with teams normally shifting their focus towards next year's car. However, this year presents a unique scenario, as the unchanging regulations mean that any insights gained by teams in these final few races will have a direct impact on the development of the 2024 cars. Additionally, as we gear up for another sprint weekend in Austin, let's delve into what we can anticipate in terms of upgrades, particularly from McLaren, Aston Martin, Ferrari, and Mercedes. We'll kick things off with McLaren. The Qatar Grand Prix marked one of McLaren's most successful weekends this season. Notably, both McLaren drivers secured a double podium finish during the race, and Oscar Piastri managed to outperform Max Verstappen in the sprint to clinch the sprint race victory. Examining the pace statistics, the MCLC60 displayed greater speed than the Red Bull car, though this can be attributed to tyre wear and the maximum stint lengths allowed during the race. Nonetheless, the McLaren car emerged as the second fastest, significantly closing the gap to Red Bull. Following the upgrades introduced after the Japanese Grand Prix, the McLaren demonstrated improved performance in various types of corners. The Austin circuit, featuring a mix of low and high-speed corners along with a lengthy straight, positions McLaren once again as the closest challenger to Red Bull this weekend. Despite McLaren's advantageous position relative to the rest of the field, they have ongoing plans for this year's development race, including the introduction of new components at the Circuit of the Americas. Initially, the team will maintain its high downforce package for this Grand Prix, considering the circuit's specific downforce demands. The MCL60 remains a car that exerts substantial pressure on its tires, resulting in high tire degradation. To address this, the team has mapped out upgrades for the car's floor edges, alongside a diffuser enhancement. The floor edges upgrade aims to enhance the airflow around the tires and channel high-energy airflow towards the car's Coke bottle area. The diffuser upgrade primarily targets the generation of rear load, potentially aiding in improved tire degradation. McLaren has made considerable progress in reducing tire wear since the start of the season, but it remains to be seen whether they can combine good tire performance with consistently fast lap times during a race stint, an aspect they struggled with during the Qatar Grand Prix. Moving on, let's talk about Aston Martin. The Qatar Grand Prix was yet another challenging weekend for the Silverstone-based team. Lance Stroll's struggles persisted in both the sprint and Grand Prix races, while Fernando Alonso managed to salvage 8 points during the Sunday race. Since introducing upgrades in Canada, the team's performance has taken a downturn, with Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren pulling ahead, and high tire degradation further complicating matters. These challenges may prove especially problematic at the Austin Grand Prix, given the anticipated high tire degradation and the circuit's varying corner speed profiles. However, Aston Martin has an array of significant upgrades in the pipeline to address these issues, and enhance the car's consistent performance around the Circuit of the Americas. The upcoming upgrades will center on various aspects of the car, including the side pods, front and rear winglets, floor edges, and the underfloor. Notably, the side pods upgrade will prioritize an undercut configuration, altering airflow dynamics to deliver cleaner airflow to the car's Coke bottle area. Meanwhile, enhancements targeting the underfloor and floor edges will concentrate on generating downforce consistently, and improving rear downforce when navigating high-speed corners. The team's optimism rests on these upgrades also boosting the car's aerodynamic efficiency, potentially enhancing the straight-line speed of the AMR23. Shifting our focus to Ferrari, the renowned Italian racing team had a relatively uneventful outing at the Qatar Grand Prix in terms of racing performance. The SF23 found itself positioned as the 4th or 5th fastest car on the Lusail International Circuit. The sprint race brought a decent performance for Ferrari, while the Grand Prix presented unfortunate news with Carlos Sainz unable to participate due to a fuel leak. Charles Leclerc, the lone Ferrari driver in the race, secured a 5th-place finish, adding 10 valuable points to the team's tally. All in all, we can label the Qatar weekend as a moderately successful outing for Scuderia. Given the current performance of their car, the Austin Grand Prix is also poised to be a respectable weekend for Ferrari. Nevertheless, the Italian team has mapped out a series of upgrades for this approaching race, a part of their planned package previously discussed, aiming to close the performance gap with Red Bull by 4/10. This upgrade package will primarily revamp the side pods designed to focus more on downwash, potentially exploring adjustments akin to what Mercedes has done with their side pods. Another key modification lies in altering the diffuser profile. The SF23's performance is noteworthy, evident in its top speed figures, and recent upgrades have propelled its Doctor's efficiency to second only to Red Bull this season. However, the car's drawback lies in its ability to shift the center of aerodynamic pressure rearward as it accelerates. resulting in a deficiency of rear downforce at high speeds. This deficiency affects the car's performance on medium and high-speed corners and contributes to high tire degradation. To address these issues, the team has devised improvements for the car's rear end, along with refinements to the diffuser. Expect subtle adjustments to the floor edges, complementing the alterations made to the side pods and the rear of the car. These upgrades represent a significant step in Ferrari's development race for the season, aside from the introduction of track-specific components planned for the final 4 races of the season. Now, let's shift our focus to Mercedes. After a challenging performance in Qatar, the Silver Arrows are eager to make a strong comeback in Austin. Mercedes has a significant upgrade in store for the upcoming race, namely the underfloor upgrade. James Allison has confirmed this development, emphasizing that it's not intended as a performance enhancement but rather a means to test their new direction. The primary objective is to determine whether the car is still experiencing porpoising with its latest ideas. James Allison stated, "We would like to eliminate bouncing entirely. Many teams are grappling with some level of bouncing, which can also be influenced by factors like wind or weight conditions." Allison expressed hope that the upgrade might provide a marginal improvement in lap time, but its primary value lies in serving as a litmus test to gauge whether they are on the right track. In terms of lap time gains, it's expected to be relatively modest. Porpoising remains a pertinent concern for all teams due to the nature of ground effect cars, particularly for Mercedes. In 2022, Mercedes adopted an exceptionally low ride height, leading to bouncing issues. This year, they raised the car's height, but it resulted in decreased overall speed. Before moving into the next season, Mercedes is determined to find the optimal ride height that maximizes downforce without encountering porpoising problems. Additionally, the team intends to assess the performance of their new philosophy across a variety of corner profiles. The Austin weekend, being a sprint race, offers Mercedes only one practice session to fine-tune their new floor and establish ideal setups for their drivers in upcoming events. While it's a challenging task, it's not insurmountable. Before concluding this discussion, let's briefly touch on Haas, as their upgrades are notably extensive, rivaling the most comprehensive updates in the field. For the VF23, Haas is set to introduce upgrades that effectively transform their car into a nearly B-spec version. The transformation encompasses a substantial overhaul of their sidepods and underfloor. Haas is currently the only team employing scalloping sidepods in the entire grid, but they are poised to join the growing ranks of teams adopting the downwashing sidepods concept. In addition to this alteration, they will introduce a new floor specification designed to complement top-body aerodynamics. Complementing these two core modifications, Haas will also revise the designs of cooling shafts, cooling gills, engine covers, brake linings, and heat shields. All of these changes are implemented to accommodate the revisions made to the side pod's design. As the home team for this weekend's race, there is hope that these upgrades will enable either Kevin Magnussen or Nico Hülkenberg to seize an opportunity and secure some valuable points, which would undoubtedly bring satisfaction to team principal Gunther Steiner. As the race weekend draws near, and with Austin hosting another sprint event, we invite you to share your expectations for the United States Grand Prix. Which team, with the potential upgrades, do you believe will be the closest challenger to the Red Bulls at the Circuit of the Americas? I'm eager to hear your thoughts and perspectives. Please share them in the comments section below. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel for notifications on our future uploads, ensuring you stay informed about the developments in the 2023 Formula One season.